So my name is Brian Gunnell. It's Brian Gunnell, and I am the at-risk coordinator for the Washington County School District.
Tell me a little bit about what that role entails.
So I support kids who are have any needs, specifically kids who are experiencing any kind of homelessness. Those students will try to help them get to school, so transportation support, and then help them be successful while they're at school.
I'm just going to put this in so I can just. How long have you been in that position here at Dixie High?
So I I'm over the whole school district. So, but I've been in this position for almost 2 years.
Okay, wow. Over that 2 years, have you seen the needs shift or change in terms of perhaps homelessness or just students that might qualify as at risk?
Yeah, especially the last 2 years, like the food prices and things have gone up quite high. And we've had a lot more need for food and just resources available in the community.
Talk to me about the resources that are available here in the Teen Center.
So the Teen Center is basically a resource center for students and their families, and we have a food pantry that's well stocked by the Utah Food Bank, and we have clothing and laundry supplies and even a washing machine and dryer and a shower, all things for kids to use and come in and feel comfortable going to school. We want them to feel like they can be successful and like they don't stand out, like they fit in with everybody else.
How long has this been in the making?
So I started this process almost 2 years ago, and it's just it takes a long time for things to get built in schools. So almost 2 years ago we got funding, and then we've just been going through construction about the last 10 months.
Speaking of funding, where does that funding come from?
So the funding came from the state. The group called the Policy Project a few years back got some state funding specifically for teen centers, and we were able to apply for and receive the grants for that. And then the school district also pitched in quite a large sum to make sure that they were successfully built.
In terms of resources here, I've seen the space. It's a beautiful space. There's a lot here for teens that could benefit them. What about like additional wraparound services, mental health therapy? Is that offered through the school district at all?
So yeah, the part of the purpose of the Teen Center is not just to make sure that kids have food, which is important, but there will be a worker located in each teen center who's well-versed in community resources and also able to make referrals to outside agencies, including mental health, help students who are unsure, like with the college application process, help them get that done, and just find the resources that they need, because we want to remove any barriers that the students may have. All of us probably feel like we've had to fight and claw through certain points of our life to be successful, and for some students it's just there's more barriers, and through the Teen Center we just hope to eliminate 2 or 3 of those barriers.
You mentioned that the space is open to all students. Is that correct?
Yeah, any student is welcome to come in and access the food pantry, access the laundry, access the wellness space. Every single student in the school is welcome here, and they've actually had a tour and had a chance to see it, and they're very excited about using it. They keep asking when is the official grand opening, and so I'm excited for them to be able to start utilizing this space.
Unfortunately, there's still a stigma in society around homelessness or maybe self-identifying as at risk. How are you ensuring that the kids come here and they don't feel like they're different because they may need these resources?
And that's why we did the tour. We wanted every student to come in and see and offer the services to everybody, and everybody can utilize this space. Like the wellness space, everybody needs time to decompress sometimes. take 5-10 minutes to just have a minute to collect their thoughts. And so that's available to every student. And we have school supplies, so if any student ever needed a pencil or a notebook, they're welcome to come in, and that applies to every single student. All of us have been without a writing utensil in school and know how stressful that can be. So every student's welcome to come in and get whatever they might need.
So it really can become both a space to get resources, but also a community space for these kids.
Yeah.
Can they just kind of hang out and gather if they want as well?
Yeah, absolutely. In fact, they're already asking when do we get to come in, and because it's such a beautiful space.
What are the hours of the space?
So eventually there'll be 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. so that kids can access it before and after school. Initially, we're going to start out around 11 to 3. Just because of some funding issues we're having.
Okay, and then they can come in between class, at lunch. Do they have any restrictions of when they can be in here?
So we expect all kids to be in class so they can learn, right? If they do need a few minutes to pop in during class, that's fine, but typically it will be accessible between classes, during lunch, and after school, and before school.
Now, here in Washington County, we don't typically think of homelessness as a pervasive issue. I come from LA, so I really have seen very intense homeless issues. What is the need here, or is there a large homeless population in St. George, at the school? What have you seen?
Yeah, so you're right, like a lot of people don't see it. They see all the other stuff that's going on here. But there is a huge need. Just this past year at the school, Dixie High School, we've had students that have been living in tents, in cars, been without water, electricity, living in storage containers. There is definitely a need here. I could give you numbers if you want. So typically, so part of my job is identifying students who are experiencing homelessness. And by the end of the school year, we typically have found about 1,000 kids that are experiencing some type of homelessness, and we have about 35,000 students in the district, so that's a good chunk of our kids.
Yeah, it's astonishing to hear, and it's like you said, sometimes it just goes under the radar, so it's great for them to have a space where they don't necessarily need to self-identify, but can be here with other students. What do you hope students here get out of this space? I
hope they feel safe. This space should be this space is a safe space for students to come. Everyone's welcome, and they can find whatever resources they may need, no matter how big or small they are.